Welcome back to round 3 of the Speed Series here at Snetterton. The safety car has just gotten back in. There is the race leader, Jody Firth and Team WFR. They did have over a 30-second lead. That has now come down to less than 6 seconds. There's number 47, Simon Dolan, in second place, trying to hang on to the back of the race leader, who have just had that little bit more speed in their Ligier than their rivals here so far this weekend. So everybody's bunched up after the safety car. The reason for the safety car coming out in the first place was the retirement of Adriano Medeiros, who had been having a good run through the order from the pit lane. There's Paul Steele, number 75, who's the highest placed of the non-regular CN class competitors. Leading Class C, number 42, Richard Ferns, coming towards the end of his 90-minute stint. And then we've got in second place in Class C, the green machine of number 44, Richard Ferns, the Race Car Solutions Radical. Just behind him, but several laps down, is Sean Mellors in the number 19, AEL Electronic Sourcing Radical. And there's the overall race leader, Jody Firth, who's done a very, very solid job indeed. He's got a very quick teammate to hand over to as well, Warren Hughes. So it's looking good. He's pulling back away now from that car, number 47, just running through shot in second place. But behind him, taking the board and taking the victory in Class C, that is number 42, Richard Ferns. So Richard Ferns wins Class C, 1 lap clear of Nick Osborne. Third place goes to the AEL Electronic Sourcing team of Ramsdale and Mellors, with invitation class winner Paul Steele just ahead of them all. Well, that's good news. The Accurate Racing car has had its drive shaft repaired, its wheel put back on. Mohsin Rashid will get some laps. They are a long way back, but they will at least complete the race, or hope to, as everybody else gets ready now for the first round of driver changes in the CN class category. And the first of the front runners to come in is the number 2 RLR car, which is Christoph Burrick, and he's going to hand over to Tom Bradshaw. There's the Woodcock brothers car. Michael Woodcock doing a very good job here. Already had 2 podiums and a 4th place finish in the Speed Series this year. And there's Tom Bradshaw, the ex-Formula Palmer Audi racer, getting in. Has got some endurance racing experience, raced in that car at Brands Hatch. And there is the number 4 Accurate Racing machine, with Ian Simmons getting out and Phil Hall about to get in. Both of those 2 drivers also own the Accurate Racing team. Simon Dolan there in second place for Jota Sport. He led this race last year, but had a couple of knocks, a couple of crashes, and ended up retiring. Ian Simmons happy after his first stint. Phil Hall waiting to get into the car while it's refueled. And in now the Woodcock brothers car. So Gary Woodcock getting in. Michael has got out of the car. That is running in a podium paying position. The Jota Sport car is in as well. We haven't seen it, but Team WFR have made their pit stop. So staying out longer than everybody, Barry Gates, and he will pick up the lead of the race, at least for a short time. But he's got to hand over fairly soon as Phil Hall goes back out for Accurate Racing, looking for their best finish of the year here, if they can get in the top 6. Barry Gates in then, and he will relinquish the lead of the race out of the car after a very competitive stint for him. And there is Sam Hancock now, who has got into the Jota Sport car, and out of nowhere, that team, after the pit stops, has got the lead of the race. They were 30-odd seconds back, but they're now in the lead of the race as Rob Garofal, last year's champion in this series with Canter Solutions Racing, is about to get into his car. And there's Warren Hughes then in second place. They had a much, much slower pit stop, and having been 30-odd seconds clear, they're now 20-odd seconds down. Jody Firth, who had that very good first stint, is spurring on his teammate Warren Hughes past the pit wall. Out goes the number 1 RLR car, and that's in a battle for third place with the Woodcock brothers. Yellow flags out. Why then is that? Looks like somebody's had a moment or an off, and it's Mohsin Rashid, the number 3 Accurate Racing car. The Marshall's getting him back on. It looks like he's had a spin at Richie's corner there, but he will fire the engine back up and get back underway. So no need for the safety car. And there is Rob Garofal, a very experienced sports car racer, and he has very quickly got himself into third place. He's moved ahead of the Woodcock brothers car now and pulling away. Only about 3 seconds between them. Into Sear corner comes Gary Woodcock, the number 77 car, Julian Ide and Gaius Gin just behind, which is also on for a top 6 finish here and quietly going about its business. The race leader then, Sam Hancock, goes through the Russell chicane. The gap is coming down. It's not 20 seconds anymore, so Warren Hughes flying along. Missed the Brands Hatch race due to his international GT commitments, but he's back here now for the rest of the season to partner Jody Firth. And there is Tom Bradshaw, who's also going very quickly in the RLR number 2 car now. Now the leaders are together. The gap has been coming down and down and down. And Warren Hughes, he's almost on the tail of Sam Hancock as they come into the S's on the brakes, into the left-hander, into the right-hander, and there's just a few tenths of a second between them now. So Warren Hughes' work over the last 20 laps or so has paid off. They're in third place, all on his own, and a lap behind, but a lap clear of the Woodcock brothers' car is Rob Garofal. And there is Gary Woodcock in fourth place. Tremendous run for the Woodcock brothers. If they could get another top four finish, that'd be all four races in the top four now. So they're going along very nicely, though they have lost a place since the driver changes to that RLR car. And they've got to worry about what's coming up behind, because Tom Bradshaw has got the number 2 machine all the way up into 5th place now. He's one of the quickest cars out there. He was quick enough to get the car onto the front row of the grid in qualifying, and Bradshaw, the young driver there, is rapidly closing in on the Woodcock brothers machine. Now what's this? Into the pits again. That's Team WFR for a splash and dash. We've only got about 15 or 20 minutes of the race to go, and Warren Hughes is getting back into the car. It's not going to be a 3-hour race. There was an accident in the Formula Palmer Audi race before this that has put the timetable back. So they're actually only going to get about a 2 hours and 40-minute race as the number 77 Gaius Gin machine continues on its way inside the top 6 now. And that is Jota Sport in. They're also having a splash and dash. You've just seen the red and white machine of Warren Hughes going back out. So the two leaders have both had to make an extra pit stop, as Phil Hall looks to secure a first top 6 or top 7 finish for Accurate Racing after a couple of dramas last time out at Brands Hatch. Right, out goes Sam Hancock. He's got to try and get back out before Warren Hughes comes around to see if he can get the lead of the race. Just a few laps to go then. We're waiting for the leaders to come through, and they are going to be together this time. So Jota Sport did get out in front, but Warren Hughes is right behind, and he's trying to go around the outside here. They're absolutely wheel to wheel, the two leaders together. There's a little bit of contact, but Warren Hughes has snuck through and back into the lead of the race. Absolutely nip and tuck after 2.5 hours of racing. They're in fourth place is the Woodcock brothers car. And that is also under a bit of pressure in the closing laps, because Tom Bradshaw in the number 2 RLR machine is lapping almost a second a lap quicker. So that gap has come down now to less than 10 seconds in the battle for fourth. There is the race leader. He's pulled back away, Warren Hughes, but the lights are coming on and off, and he doesn't look like he's going flat out at 220 kilometres an hour down the back straight. He looks like he's doing about 50 miles an hour. That car is grinding to a halt with just, what, half a dozen or so laps remaining in this race. And there comes Sam Hancock, and he surely is going to fire past and move back into the lead of the race. Dramatic finish to the race it's been here at Snetterton. Yes, through he comes out of Coram, and there is no sign whatsoever of the Warren Hughes car, except there it is on the grass, stationary, with 6 or so laps to go in this race. He stops. A problem with the car, the safety car will come out, and that will bench everybody up, but there's no problem really for Sam Hancock. The number 22 Woodcock brothers car's behind it, but a couple of laps down. So he's got to watch out for that car, number 2, just a few seconds behind now. The RLR car of Tom Bradshaw. So the job here for Gary Woodcock is to try and stick with the race leader. You're looking at the cars in first and third with a couple of laps between them. Rob Garofal is in second place, a safe second place. And then that car that's just flashed through shot there is fourth. Tom Bradshaw in RLR number 2, trying to catch up with just a few laps to go. Here comes the race leader then, Sam Hancock. Is almost home. Through the final chicane he will come. It's been a dramatic race, especially the last half hour or so. The checkered flag awaits, and it's win number 2 of the season for Simon Dolan and for that man Sam Hancock, and they will take the championship lead here. And there is the number 1 car of Rob Garofal. That finishes second, just in front of it, but a lap behind is going to be the third place car of the Woodcock brothers, who hold on to take another podium finish. 135 laps complete. Jota win, a second successive podium for RLR ahead of the Woodcock brothers and the number 2 RLR machine, and Accurate Racing with their best finish of the year in 5th. So that moves Jota Sport into the championship lead for the first time, just 2 points clear of WFR. The Woodcock brothers stay third, and RLR move up to fourth after a race which finished with the 2 title contenders going absolutely wheel to wheel in the closing laps. Congratulations then to Jota Sport. Sam Hancock and Simon Dolan will head to round 4 at Alton Park as the Speed Series leaders. Highlights of that next time. Until then, thanks for watching.